Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Adrodals Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be sucking away others' enjoyment for my own fun, playing in the second most popular Tier 10 in the entirety of the game, the TVP 5051. It's no surprise to me that the FE2 and 5B 183 and TVP account for over 80% of all battles played in Tier 10. I want you to think about that really quick. It shows just how much the community would rather play tanks that destroy the fun of other players rather than playing tanks that require some skill to do very well in. Now, the TVP definitely requires some skill to have outstanding and even reasonable results in, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this vehicle has the ability to completely incinerate somebody's health if they make an over-aggression or even the slightest peak where a TVP is able to permanently track somebody for poking in the open. Now, I'm not going to rant about this tank because at the end of the day, it's not the player's fault for using this vehicle, it's Wargaming's fault for allowing the TVP to stay in the current state it is. So that's really the best way I can describe the TVP currently. So play it as much as you want, doesn't really matter. I hope that the TVP is honestly the downfall of Wargaming, but oh well. Let's take a look at what we have up against us. We got a Progetto 65 and a Vickers Light. Okay, well, because we at the beginning of the game now have our clip loaded, I can play fairly aggressive. Now, I don't want to over-aggress because as we can see, it doesn't look like my team is supporting me all too much apart from the Hori. So for now, I'm just going to wait here. The nice thing about a TVP is I don't need to make an aggressive move. I need to wait for the enemy to make an over-aggression and hopefully benefit off of that. As I said, they have a Vickers Light and a Progetto. So they do have some strong mediums. The Vickers Light is actually really solid, and the Progetto is also a really, really good vehicle. So for now, we're just going to wait until I see heavies or something spotted. We don't see anything at sea. I did hear a noise over here, and there you go. We got the Progetto. Alright, well, let's get one shell into the prog, two shells into the prog, three shells into the prog, and there you go. That is 1,200 hit points we took off. Unfortunately, I got stuck, which actually lost me. Oh, boy. And there it is, the camping E100. Well, just like that, we are down to 330 health. We honestly would have been fine if that E100 wasn't camping, but that's rather frustrating, to say none the least. There's nothing I can do about it, though. Let's go this way. Our Hori is dead because he thought driving into the open was a smart idea. So this game is not going great, to be completely honest. I'm really hoping that IS-7 did not spot me. It didn't. Nice. Okay. Well, again, we're in the TVP. We've already dealt 1,200 damage, and we've already basically annihilated the enemy Progetto. The bad news is that even though we've done all that damage, it's probably not going to make all too much of an impact in the overall game. We got the 57 heavy in the back. Go for one shell into his tank, two shells, three shells, four shells, and just like that, we are now up to 2,500 damage. Yes, you heard that right. Just with two clips from the TVP, we've been able to deal just that much damage. From what was a destined defeat, we've already managed to bring back a little bit. I find it ironic how not only is the enemy E100 camping like an absolute wimp, but so is our E100 camping. The problem I have with camping heavies is not only do they hurt their own team, but they also hurt the players who are actually doing their jobs in the front line. But there's really not much you can do about it. We can see that E100 sitting in the back. We're going to try and get a clip in. We're going to aim directly at his track wheel. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like that, 1,300 damage into that enemy E100. We did get spotted, but as you can see, it doesn't matter all too much. We've already been able to deal 3,600 damage at this point. I'm really mad that I bled that game, or early game, because it might come back to bite me and cause this to actually be a loss. But our E3 was able to finish off the enemy E100, which is rather important. And the better news is that the mobility on their team is no longer existent. So if we can get behind them, we might just be able to get some decent damage out still. The 183 and the 57 are still alive. I don't know where the enemy Jagdpanzer E100 is. That's definitely the main threat I'm going to be keeping an eye on for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go wide, because as I said, I don't know where that Yag is, and that's definitely the main threat. So if the Yag's not back here, I think we should be... Oh, there's the Yag. There's 1, I can't pen him anymore. Back up so he can't snap me. All right, and we're in cover. Okay, that's fine. There you go. My E3 was able to finish off the Yag, and just like that, we're fine. All right. Well, I don't think we're going to get much more damage out, but it doesn't really matter. I think this first game already showcased just the abilities of the TVP. We turned a game that looked like an absolutely disastrous defeat into almost a 4,000 damage victory, albeit with help from my teammate, the E3, who's actually a very solid player. I know that person. So I will say, very helpful from the E3 to come out with the victory here. But it's still the fact that, I mean, you can do that in the TVP. You can easily track somebody in front of you, and before they can even repair their track, they're dead. So this battle, we were able to deal 4,600 damage. And as I said, I made the mistake in the beginning of getting myself stuck on that rock. That absolutely nuked my health. But we still got a first class, came out with a victory, and not a bad result at all. So let's do one more battle in the TVP and see if we can do just as well. Now, just from that first game alone, you can already see why this tank is overpowered. There are people in the comments that might try to argue it's not, and it is. I am sorry. Like, sometimes you can have opinions, but there's no fair or balanced reason why this tank deserves to deal in a matter of, what is it, 3.5 seconds? Or is it's 4.5 seconds, I think? 4.5 seconds, this tank can deal 1,240 damage. It's just not fair. Like, a 1.5 second intro clip means that in 1.5 seconds, if, let's say, an enemy medium pokes or anything pokes, you can just go bam, bam, deal 620 damage back in the cover before they can even react to you. I mean, it's stupid. As I said, I don't have a problem with people driving the tank, but there are a lot of people out there that try to argue this tank is balanced, and it's not. It's just not. There's no other medium I could have driven in that game that would have been nearly as effective at doing that damage and everything. So here we are, second battle. Up against us, we have a 60 TP. But let's take a look at the mobility. T100 LT Vickers Light and a WZ121. We have a Vickers. Once again, Wargaming is really trying to screw me here with the lineup. I am a medium, and I'm not a medium that can play remotely aggressive because of the playstyle this vehicle has. So I'm going to just camp for now. I don't really know what else I can do. Hopefully my Vickers will get some decent spots out. But as I said, I cannot afford to put this tank frontline because it's, sure, oh, we know that there's something here. But as I said, sure, it's got crazy good clipping potential, but it doesn't matter when, yeah, you got tanks like this rushing. So we got the 121, and I'm kind of hoping that they kind of send this Vickers. There you go, 121 drives out. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go, 1,344 damage into that WZ121. And even though our Vickers did die, I was able to completely demolish that 121's game in the process. It's a little stupid, isn't it? Yes, it is. Welcome to the life of the TVP. Now, as you can see, the 121's getting mad at me for camping, but I don't really know what else I was supposed to do. If I drove in there, I would have died, so it really wouldn't have made too much of a difference, if you want my honest opinion. We can see the mouse, we can see the 60 TP. In this situation, not really sure what to do because of the way the enemy lineup is kind of being played. So let's see, we do got that 60 over here. The problem is I'm worried about the mediums, and I know they're going to roll up behind our minnow and mouse. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to wait here. I'm going to wait for one of them to get to spotted, and then when they get spotted, I'm expecting them to roll around this here and not go up to the TD bush. But if they do, I should be able to get some decent damage out. So there you go. We got the 200 LT spotted. We bounced the first shell, but that's fine because we got a second pen in, a third pen in. Oh, actually, that was 3 pens. So that was 900 hit points we just dumped off of that 200 LT. Now, obviously, I played this right. I knew they were going to make the mistake of putting themselves in the open, but still, a little stupid I was able to do that. We got shot by most likely the 121 in this situation, but that's fine. We're going to reload, and in 3 more seconds, we'll have our shells ready. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to start off by trying to go for that 121, so let's see. There's the T100. There's 1 shell, 2 shells into the T100, and let's just fire 1 shell at the 121B to try and bait him, but it looks like he did not fall for the bait, but that's fine, because we still had our final shell, and we were able to finish off that enemy 121. So, just like that, this has been a pretty decent result. We can see that the 60 TP is in the back, and that's obviously a tank I have to be cautious about. It's got high alpha, and even though it doesn't have a lot of DPM, it doesn't really matter. So, we're going to chill back here. We got 4 more seconds left. for our clip to be reloaded. That 60 is making his way across, and at this point he can't see me. So we're going to push behind that 60 TP, and we're going to absolutely dunk on him. I want you to keep an eye on his health. Currently that 60 TP has 1,700 hit points, and in a matter of 4.5 seconds, there's one. Oh, there you go. We hit that one as well. And just like that, the 60 TP now has 400 health. Yes, you saw that correctly. A tank with 1,700 health now has 400. Again, TVP is not a fair or balanced tank in any way, shape, or form. I was really hoping we could get some damage onto that 60. But you know what? We were able to kill the Super Conk with the jump. And once again, just an incredibly easy game. There you go, ladies and gents. This is the TVP. It's a vehicle that really requires just an ounce of skill to understand, but once you do, it's just broken. Second class for 4,000 damage, 4 killed. I mean, I have nothing else to say. This is an absolutely busted tank. Not only does it harm your opponents. Not only is this a tank that will demolish the fun of your opponents for making the slightest aggression, but it also absolutely even punishes your team. Because, for example, that Vickers Light, I can't support. I'm not a frontline tank, and I can't go in the front line to help him. If I was in an E50M or a Progetto, I could have sat there, helped with my auto-reloading gun. But with the TVP, I essentially have to sacrifice my teammate so that I can farm off of him. It's a bit of a stupid playstyle, but as I said, Wargaming needs to nerf the tank. I think that it would be a lot more balanced if they increased its intro clip to about 2.5 seconds, and they kept the DPM the same. That's what I do, but hopefully enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think about the TVP, but yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.